hello. Oh, my microphone's low. Testing? There we go. There, my microphone's back. Hello, Sume. Sume. Apparently I did a poor job of adjusting my volumes before I logged on. So, I'm doing that. Ugh. So, I was a naughty raw. I didn't stream yesterday because I got hyper-focused on my dryer. Hello, Hachimom. So, yeah, yesterday, started off with, instead of working my normal 3 to 11, I did an 11 to 7. So, that started the cascade of insanity. So, I got home at 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. Then, I went to bed, and I had to get up at 9:30 to get ready for my class from 10 to 11, which I did. I had every intention of going back to sleep and taking a nap, but my brain had other ideas, as our brains generally do. So I then proceeded to stay up until my staff meeting from 2 to 3. And after my staff meeting, I had every intention of coming home and working on Buffalo Woman because I was only 340 stitches away from 94%. I'm not going to hit 95%. Unfortunately, I work today and I also work on Friday, so I don't get the amazingness of totally hitting my goal. I'll be super close and I'm happy with that. But then my dryer's been broken for about 2 weeks and I just haven't had the time to I knew what was wrong with it. I didn't have the time to fix it. So yesterday I had time to fix it. I thought it was just the dryer belt, but it was also the starter fuse. But I couldn't know that it was also the starter fuse until I fixed the dryer belt. So I had no idea that the fuse had also blown in addition to the dryer belt snapping. Now mind you, this dryer is 20 years old. This is in all reality very minor maintenance to most people. To me, it's going to take me another week to get the fuse, and then maybe another 3 days after I get the fuse to put the fuse in. But I hyper-focused on the dryer until 9 p.m. Then I came upstairs, and I kept fully intending on working on Buffalo Woman. But I finished up some arts and crafts. I got some things ready to go for my night market in a couple weeks. Like, I did everything but work on Buffalo Woman. So 8:30, 9 o'clock rolls around. I actually remember to feed myself because Diane, my diabetes, went, hi, we're gonna sugar crash. So that was fun. Got myself fed, sitting down. I got like 18 stitches on Buffalo Woman done, and then I started falling asleep on my cross stitch setup. So I made the smart decision, went down and laid down, and then was up for another 2 hours doom scrolling on TikTok. So if there's any question as to my ADHD level, I think that scenario just answered everybody's deep dark thoughts as to she acts too normal. She masks too well. She can't possibly have anything going on in her brain. No. Oh, Sume, I have so much going on in like the back of my brain skull about updating my Twitch and all of getting my website and all of my inventory and all of that stuff organized. Like, that's probably why I don't actually have any of it done, is because it's something that I really want to do, and my brain is like, no. So, you guys caught me on, because I was working on All Alone colors. I'm not going to move my camera because I'm literally on like the last 6 stitches of it. I've been taking out the small number colors so that it fills stuff in, and mine don't. Nope. I am very fortunate that I don't have the OCD that comes along sometimes with uh, the HD, or at least it doesn't manifest in perfection. Um, for me, my OCD manifests in, and this sounds really, really weird, it manifests in inventory. I am great at logistics and inventorying because I have to know how much I have of something. So when, even though everything is a mess in my brain, or in my room and everything like that, I can tell you approximately if I've taken it and I've put it into my brain and into my records, I can tell you how much I have of something. Or having it, like, I'm trying, my brain is thinking in pictures today, so it's going to be interesting trying to translate things into work. I don't like things out of order. Like, if you have green and purple, I like all the greens on the green and all the purples on the purple. That's where my stuff manifests. I can ignore it, so it's not severe enough to fall into the OCD category, but that is where my brain will start to itch. If you take the marbles and you mess them up, I will have to separate them if I have the time. Like, if I don't have the time, I will leave it and I'll be like, I'll just do that later. Oh, I think that, for me, at least for me, that falls into the hyper-focus part of my brain, the competition. Because back in the day when I played World of Warcraft, that's what I did, is I would try to get the more annoying achievements, and I would sit and focus on it until I got it. Yes, the World of I was waiting for the ad thing to end. But yes, the World of Warcraft grind. I played it because it came out around my birthday, so I got World of Warcraft for my birthday. I loved Warcraft 3. I really loved the Night Elves. So I played World of Warcraft for the better part of 15 years. I only stopped playing in 2021, I want to say. I had some really bad experiences with interpersonal problems, and also I can't support that level of toxicity to the point of someone would want to kill themselves, because of the work environment. I can't support that level of toxicity. I'm not saying that individuals within that company are bad. I did get joy from their product for many, many years, and I still love their dragon designs. I'm a very picky dragon person, but I gotta say, I love Ysera and Alex Straza's designs. And I can't, and I'm more saddened that they didn't take enough action to fix their reputation to encourage me to want to play again. They just didn't do enough. They, yeah. Not in my brain, they did not do enough to make up for the accusations and things that occurred within their company. And I know it happens in almost every industry. I know nothing is perfect. Even my workplace has its fair share of issues. I'm not being like, oh, you have to be perfect. But if something that big comes out, you need to do better than, well, not our fault. Or, no, it didn't happen. You need to take those kind of accusations seriously and look into it. And even if it didn't happen, to do something to fix the situation where you're not getting accused of those things happening. Because something's obviously wrong if you're getting accused of that level of shit happening. But I haven't, ever since I stopped WoW, I haven't really had a game that I like oh, I must play this game. I love Terraria. Husband Creature and I play Terraria when I get free time. Like, that's the rough thing, is working the full-time job, trying to keep up with, yeah, and some places do absolutely suck. Trying to keep up with at least a small level of inventory, because I'm honestly shocked, guys. I do sell stuff. I'm shocked too, but people actually buy my stuff. So I try to keep up and then there's right now my current focus is truly getting Buffalo Woman done. I need to pick up the pace. I'm thinking June. I have one market in June, but I need to. June is gonna be month of the Buffalo Woman, because I would really like to get her last 5.5%, 6%, because I haven't hit 94% yet. But we're gonna. I only have like 200 stitches left. But I only have 12,400 total to get done. And when I started this section this year, I think, yeah, I started the section we're working on this year. I had 21,000. So yeah. Okay, let's see. I gotta do some camera adjusting here. Mostly because I gotta find where I need to go. So that's big brick there. Found it. I found it. So we're moving on to a big color. Color 160. It's a gray blue, leaning more on the gray than the blue. But it fills in a whole lot of space there. It has 1,100 stitches, 1,178, so closer to 1,200 stitches. So if I get this color done, I will be very, very close to 95%. And it is a lot of blocking, so there's a good chance that I will get very close. And I do have time before work tomorrow that I'm gonna try to utilize. I in oh my goodness. So I've taken my allergy med out of my med rotation just to see, because I don't know if my allergies are gone until the allergy med is out of my system, and I don't want to. I'm not allergic to everything all the time, so I try not to keep it in my system all the time because I want it to work when I need it to. And so far it's not bad. But oh, I've picked out. I have three glasses that was given, and one is no. Well, I guess they're technically Stein glasses. They're not pint glasses. They're Stein glasses because they have the handle. Um, but I have one that is a pint-sized Stein that I did paw prints. I did some stained glass paint paw prints up, and I have two. I want to say 2 pints is a quart, right, guys? Because I know 4 quarts is a liter. But I have two bigger ones that I'm thinking today I'm going to get their stencils on, and one is oof, oof. Yeah, well, a dollar a pill isn't awful. And hello, Jules. Hello, my lovely Jules. Remember, Jules. I see medicine in American. So I apologize if I sound crass when I'm like, oh, $12 isn't that bad, because in American, $12 isn't that bad. Yeah, I don't mean to be a dick about it. It's just, yeah. Ooh, yeah, that could be rough. No, when talking about medicine and healthcare, I don't mean to sound crass. Just tossing it out there. I know most of my regulars already know this, but I unfortunately can't even start to fathom. My brain does not even allow me to start to think about inexpensive, affordable healthcare. I break out into sweats every time my doctor's like, "Yeah, I would like to see you in 6 months." Like it's like my insurance covers once a year. Ooh, oof. I Hutchie, I I could probably send you a what? It's called a freestyle. Um, I could probably send you stuff like that. It lasts 2 sensors for 14 days is amazingly enough super cheap here, because in America we have fat type 2s and they give the freestyles out like candy. quite literally, they give them out like candy. Like, it's like, here, you want a freestyle? Woo! Yeah, but my Dexcom, my Dexcom is what I have for a CGM, and it's about that a month if I didn't fall under the glorious umbrella of brittle type 1. And my type 1, I was like, oh hey, I'm getting more stabilized. I'm not brittle anymore. No. Yesterday reminded me that I am still in fact a brittle diabetic. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, here in Maine, here in my state, the one thing one of my representatives did was she capped insulin prices at $35 a month. Like, even if I was taking like a whole, actually I do take a whole lot of insulin. I go through a vial every 9 days. Yeah, my vials hold 100. Now my vials hold 200. Yeah. But in Maine, my insulin is cheap. Oh, and my deductible is ridiculous for my insurance. So I had to go back onto my workplace's insurance. So my deductible is ridiculous. I still, my favorite asinine American thing is that I need to continue to see a doctor and treat my diabetes, and the state of Maine needs me to acknowledge that I am still seeing a doctor and still taking my medication for my type 1 diabetes. Now let that sink in. That I'm still taking my medication for my type 1 diabetes. Let it sink in. What happens to type 1s when they don't get insulin? And the fact that I'm still alive to tell them that I'm still taking my medication for my type 1 diabetes. I'll leave you guys at that. The one that I had that actually ends tomorrow, it was $250 deductible for myself, which I love. Unfortunately, Husband Creature lost his job a couple weeks ago, so I had to switch back onto my employment insurance, which the deductible for that is $3,500. Now, mind you, I could just look at a hospital and break something, and that could be hit, but I still have to pay that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Hutchie. Oh. It's like the people in charge don't recognize exactly what they are asking. Now, I get it when referring to type 2 diabetes, because with type 2 diabetes, you're going to be in a world of pain, but you can squeak by with pretending it doesn't exist. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that happens with my ADHD med. If I want the name brand, unfortunately, I don't make enough money, so they they give me charity. So yeah. And I noticed yesterday because I was at a staff meeting and the director and the head of HR were talking to me because open enrollment is coming in, and we have to go to the meetings to learn about the insurance and stuff like that. But I was talking to them, and I was mentioning that because they were talking about Medicare and how no one's really ever prepared for Medicare, and I of course, with my mouth, and I chime in, I'm like, I've known since I was 14 that I had to be preparing for Medicaid and Medicare when I get older. Like, I have known my entire life that I have to prepare for this moment. I have to make the connections. I have to know the information. I have to keep it in the front of my brain since I was 14 years old. And both of them look at me, and you can see like their faces like change. And the head of HR is like, why? And I look at her because I've disclosed my health conditions to this lady. I'm like, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I wasn't given a choice. Yeah. And fortunately, and I'm gonna see, because I'm currently on Vyvanse, but the generic works just as well for me. I'm very fortunate in that my body has always been very accepting to medications. So I've never had, except for atorvastatin, except for Lipitor. I had an allergic. That was an allergic reaction that lasted way too long. Ugh. But we'll see. We'll see what my workplace insurance, which is shit, covers. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Shit. So I have, so I signed, the one time I got scammed, for craft fairs, I had actually reached out to the lady, and I was going to do that craft fair, which would have been Saturday. I filled out all the information, I picked my spot, I was in contact with her, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll send you an invoice. So it was like in March. I'll send you an invoice tomorrow night. So I didn't see an invoice at all. And I emailed her a couple weeks ago. I was like, hey, I haven't seen an invoice. Like, I looked in my PayPal, I looked. And I emailed her, hey, I haven't seen an invoice. Is everything okay? Do you need something from me? No response. Nothing. Yesterday, I'm doing my responsible adulting, and I saw that she sent me an invoice on May 15th. Now, mind you, nothing through the end of March, nothing through April. May 15th, she sends me something after saying she was gonna invoice me weeks ago. I had made plans to go help. I'm driving down to my best friend's house on Saturday with Husband Creature, and we're gonna help her with her goats. And I canceled the invoice because I had asked for it weeks ago. And she didn't get it to me, so I just was like, okay, well, I guess I didn't make the cut or anything like that. And I wasn't insulted, but I was like, really? Really? You say you're gonna invoice me, and then you never do. And then I make plans, and then you finally invoice me. I'm like, nah, bruh. And I mean, I'm prepared. If I didn't have anything going on, I totally would have paid and gone. But I made plans because she hadn't gotten back to me yet, so I was like, nah. but I'm still super pumped for my night market. Oh. uh, oh no, not the gas station. Not the gas station. I'm gonna have to do that. Generally, I can go a month without getting gas. Maybe longer sometimes. But this going down helping my friend out, I'm gonna have to get gas. I still have right now. I still have a full tank. Mostly, again, I only drive like a mile and a half to work every day, so I don't burn a lot of gasoline, and it's mostly I go down a hill, up a hill, and so I charge my car halfway to work, and then I have to use my engine going up the hill, and then it's like just like a cough, and I'm at work. Like I do not live far from my work. If it weren't through going through the middle of downtown, I would probably walk and or ride my bike a little bit more. But unfortunately, um, I like to think I'm a big creature. I like to think I put on a tough show, and I'm definitely bigger than some people. But I am not a big creature. I could probably do some damage if attacked. Like, if something bad were to happen to me, neither parties would not leave unscathed. But walking downtown, unfortunately, is not a safe prospect anymore. It used to be when I first was here. It used to be safe. I used to not even bat an eye walking around my neighborhood. And my neighborhood's kind of crappy, but I used to not even bat an eye. But now, I don't even, most of the time, I don't even know where the dangerous people are. And there's been like several stabbings really close to my house. So, I'm like, no, I'm not going to risk that. So I pay for a really expensive battery. It's good for the Prius is good for road trips though. If we were when we go on road trips. Oh. Okay, let's see. Woo woo. Hello, PPD. So how did brain go mean? I think more people need like I'm sorry uh I think more people need to be angry about insurance. Like I know it's expensive, but it doesn't have to be, and that's at least in the U.S. Where we seem to be the epitome of suckage. Um, it doesn't have to, staying alive doesn't have to be expensive. Oh my goodness. And you guys are actually gonna see me hit 94% today because of my lazy time adventures yesterday. Pig, you're fine. You're fine. I want to know why I have to look both ways when crossing a one-way street. uh, um, it just reminds me of a meme. Is where's your life currently? Well, I looked both ways while crossing a one-way street and then was hit by an airplane. That accurately that accurately describes my life some days. It used to be not bad. Like it, it got bad when I decided that, hey, I need to set up a camera to catch the wrong way theater. Like before that, I was like, it would happen like once a month. Like my road used to be very very slow and quiet. Like quite literally, the only people who would come down my street were the people who lived on it, and that was myself, my neighbors, and like the cars right down the street. Like nobody else. And then, I mean, I have so many cars. Well, the cops drive the wrong way. The plows I kind of understand, because it is hard to where my house is situated. It's a U-shaped road. It is a U-shaped road down one of the steepest parts of the city. I am on the high level of the city, so that just saying that if there were to be a flood, and my house were to be in a flooded area, that the rest of Bangor would be underwater is not an understatement. I am almost at the highest point. I can see the highest point of Bangor from my house. Like it's like 1,000 yards from my house. Um, so my hill is incredibly steep, and it's shaped like a U, but instead of having that gentle curve, it has the closest to a 90-degree turn on both ends. Um, Actually, we have the technology today. If you guys are really, really nosy, Smith Street in Bangor, Maine. Just go down it on Google Maps. Just hit those arrows and you can even see my house and my car. Funny enough, they drove by when, actually no, I wasn't home. But they drove by in 2023. So I, and again, I don't mind tossing the street I live on out, because you got to be dumb to come after me. I'm not. I have nothing. And yes, good night, Hutchie Mom. But yeah, if you ever want to see a fun hill, but the right side is much steeper and more blind than the left side. Yes, because coming down, I come down the right side of the road because we drive that way. Yeah, and the left side is much more gentle, and for the giant snowplow, I can see why they go the wrong way. I hold them no ill will, but it's a very dangerous prospect, because if someone's going the correct way on a one way and they meet the snowplow, there's really no options, because it's barely a car and a half across. Yes. I'm all the way down, because so it's a U with two streets, so it goes down. I'm all the way down, because it'll say, "Hey, do you want to turn down Smith Street Avenue?" which is another confusing bit. But I'm just Smith Street. Common last name. I love it. I think Jules has already driven down my street a couple times before. I know I've driven down her street. Mostly when we were planning our black market lumber, finding spots in the border where we could just huck lumber across. I found a couple. That weren't really big guarded areas. I'm awaiting the screeches as people try to drive down my street. And in all honesty, there has been let's see, let's see, I bought the house when I was 24. So I'm turning it, and it's funny. I signed the papers on my birthday. So I bought the house when I was 24. I'm gonna be 42. 42? Yes, 42 this year. Yeah, I was 40 and 22. I'm going to be 42 this year. So I've had the house almost for 20 years. We're celebrating our 18th this year. And in that time, only one accident that I've been home for has occurred with someone going the wrong way and someone coming down the right way. And that ended up with the car going the wrong way over the cliff. And it was kind of terrifying because I live halfway down the steepest part of the city on a cliff. Like the hill goes down, it has a cliff, and then it goes down some more, and then the bottom. And I live on a cliff. So in those 18 years, only one accident has actually occurred. So my road is pretty slow, but at the same time, it's happening more frequently. I'm working my way down to like a shelf here, but this is one of the areas where I counted funny, so I have to accommodate my whoopsies. funny enough, I just reached the end of this string, so I get to start the bigger section on a new piece, which is nice. Maybe could reach that. Mathing it out. Is it worth it? Because I know there are weird counting things afoot. Aha. So I got my bone. I finally got my magnets done. I painted some wooden punch pieces. I guess would be the best way to describe them. I painted them black, and then I ran some paint and some stencils over them, and then I did line art on them as well, and then I covered them in sparkly Mod Podge, and then I glued magnets to the back. So I had a lot of fun with those, and my goodness, and I got them all done. They're all in a container. They're all labeled, and I found my sheet metal that is initially it's for holding my cross stitch patterns, but my current works in progress do not have paper patterns per se. So I'm using it for display purposes in my crafting. So that I can have my magnets up on display. So I'll see how well they sell, because they're really cute. They're not and they're cute and they're inexpensive. Like most of my stuff, cute and inexpensive. But yeah. Whew. I needed this today, so thank you for coming and visiting me. I definitely I missed not streaming yesterday because I said I would, but I got hyper focused, and for the life of me I couldn't convince myself to put my ass in my seat and turn on the camera. Let's see where this leads me. Again, this area right here is there's counting errors going on, so let's see where this gets me. So gap of 3. So far we've won that. We go down to the 4. Okay, so it's lined up. We're gonna go all the way to the wall here. Ooh, still nice and lined up. Oh, not a little off, but nothing major. But okay, so we go up 1, out 2, and then do 2. Okay. I just focused on everything except last night. This is actually it calms me down. Amazingly enough, as much as some days I'm like, nah. It the cross stitching calms me down. The audio, the verbal processing calms me down because I'm sure I drive my in person real life people bananas because I have to hear it out loud. Even if someone was at the event, I have to talk it out. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's just me going through the scenario again, and I'm sure I drive people bananas. Sometimes I drive me bananas. So I get it. But I I love the streaming. I love being able to interact, and I know I'm not. I saw I saw people in the in morning tea today, and I'm getting ready. I'm trying to get all my things in order, trying to clear off, like to progress in my projects because I every almost every flat surface in my house, and especially in my craft room, has a project going on it. So when I'm getting ready for stream, yes, I'm setting up the cameras. I'm getting them, making sure the sound works, making sure my frame arms are tightened. That was the big project of this morning, is getting the frame arms tightened, moving Buffalo Woman over a little bit so it's more comfortable when I sit, because my house droops. So a chair on wheels, I have to be in certain spots, or I roll, or I have to have my feet firmly planted on the ground to hold myself in certain spots. So I was getting that all worked out. Um, but I truly I love coming on. I love just chatting. I know I love hearing from you guys, and especially after the stream is done, hearing that, hey, thank you for streaming, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I know that's, if I can make someone smile, giggle, if I can bring a little joy into their life for the day, that is more than enough for me to keep doing this. I love that I'm an affiliate, but it's not my prime. I wanted to say primary, but primordial was coming out. Primary goal. Uh, I love I love talking about my processes and all that fun. 1 and 3. And for me, like, legitimately, because of my object and person permanence issues, me being on stream is a way that if people want to interact with me, um, and it even goes to the even goes out to people I might not necessarily need slash want in my life. If they have something that they want to know about and they don't, it's frustrating because it's not that I want to keep people out of my life, but um I have friends and family that know about my stream that are very confused by it. They're like, why do people watch you cross stitch? I'm like, a lot of people just come in and wait to hear what I'm gonna say. Um, but as everybody knows that I'll teach you how to cross stitch. If you want to know how to cross stitch, we'll set up a time. I have I uh I have things. But okay, was that skip three? That was a skip three. So one, two, three, and four. Is that how many more I got to go? Four and then three and seven.
We stand here together, united as one.
I like hearing that I help people. It's I like the body doubling aspect that I bring. It's nice. I need to. One of the things I need to put on my more active plate is signage for my store for the night market because I wanna actually have a bigger sign because I have my I'm glad. Like if I can help people like just bring themselves back to center. If even if you mute me and you're just watching when I stitch and you're just watching because right now like my screen even though I have it on a TV like my picture is like maybe like 2 inches tall. So I know on a normal screen because I've gone back and watched my stuff that you can actually see what I'm doing. But I try to talk and stitch at the same time. What I can't do is talk, stitch, and look at the camera at the same time because I'm good. I'm good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not quite that good. Okay. Now, so what I'm doing now is I generally do my halves back and forth, but I'm walking over to a new spot, so I'm doing full stitches as I walk over because the next area I'm working on is down over here. Yeah, down in this area here. So I'm trying to walk over so I don't have to stretch the string. Yay! After let's see, tomorrow night after I get out of work because I'm gonna work on her before I go to work. But after work, I'm going to be rolling out Buffalo Woman for her monthly picture. Wherever she's at is where she's getting. Um, but I'm at 93.9% right now. So we will hit 94% in this stream. And tomorrow, I honestly, I'll probably try to finish whatever remainder I have on 160. But I work on the solitary colors right now. Until they're all gone. Until they're all gone. That's sometimes the worst bit. Now, 3 less than 3. I only do 6 there. I only do 6 there. I'm supposed to do 6. Like, wait a second, this doesn't add up, but easy enough to fix. You got this, Jules. You got it. You got it. Now from here we go. We have a gap of 3 down. Okay, so that's that gap of 3. And then we go over. Oh, we're gonna go to 4 because we gotta go over. And then 4, and I'm in far corner. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, and then I can start to stitch. So gap of 2. And when I have counting errors, like this one is going to be a little shorter, it's okay. This is very much an area where there's fill, and I try to balance out where I shorten things up. So in some areas, I will do the entire length, and in others, I'll shorten it up. So like, I just kind of freehand and blend it all in. Oh, I feel that so hard, Jules. So hard. For me yesterday, I had to intentionally stop focusing on the dryer because it is the thermal fuse, and I cannot. It's because the washer is 18 years old. I do have to order the part off the internet. It's not a huge deal, but I still have to wait. And I forced myself to clean up my mess, to intentionally put things away. And I cleaned out behind the washer because I had them stacked, but I had to get the dryer down on my level. I was getting exhausted with as much work as I was working on it up in the air. I mean, for Husband Creature, it probably would have been easier for him to work on it up in the air, but for me, bringing it down helped a lot. I've cleaned so much of that dryer. I took the drum out, like, to make sure the drum wasn't the broken part. And I cleaned so, I'm honestly surprised I have not burnt my house down. That's how much shit came out of, like, I popped because in dryers, you have that grate in the back where the hot air blows in. And I popped that grate off because I took the drum off. And the lint that was behind that drum in the crevices, it was charred. I'm like, dear sweet Jesus. So I cleaned all of that out, and it was bad. And I'm like, I'm just glad But now I know so that I can start adding it into like my yearly maintenance kind of thing. One more. Okay, one more. Okay, and then there's 23 there. And it's funny in this area. And this area was another mess up kind of deal. So. It's But like I was telling Husband Creature, it's like even if we have to, I don't want to have to get a new dryer. I am in a position in life where we could probably swing a new item. I don't want to. I will line dry this summer. I will not do it immediately. But I do now know how a dryer works. I told Husband Creature, I'm like, I'm gonna hook the damn thing to a bike and a pulley system. I'm gonna have you pedal and put a stationary heat source in it, because dryers are not complex machines. It is the casing makes it look complex. It's not. It's a wheel, a pulley system, and a heat source. Well, if I were to alter it in its current state, I would have to take a side off, and actually, yeah, I'd have to take a side off, and then maybe uh, put like chicken wire on the outside so that when you spun the drum, the the uh, the clothes wouldn't fall out, because you'd need to have three sides on. So I'd need to have the front on. I'd need to have the side where the tumbler part is off. Like, so there's the front, the back, and when you're looking at it, it's the right side. The left side has the heating unit and the tumbler part. So I would have to hook the bike up to. It would have to be a double pulley, because I'd have to hook the bike up to the actually that's not even hard to do. The tumbler part, and if I could, and it really right now all it's not, yeah, the heat's not even turning on right now, so that's how I know it's the thermostat. Is I looked it up, and I'm like, I love Google. I love that my brain works in the way in which AI questions are asked. So last night I have the dryer on. It's powered on. It's the door sensor's working. It clicks when it shuts. It stops when it opens. Everything is working. When I hit start, it clicks. Now, I had a refrigerator that I repaired that had the same problem. It would boot up the coolant, and then I called it how I Googled it was refrigerator goes click, click, starts and then stops. And funny enough, the internet had an answer. It was a fuse. A fuse had blown. So I bought the fuse, replaced the fuse. Ta-da! It worked just fine. So last night I went, dryer clicks when hitting the start button. And it could have been one of 4 things. Now, thing number 1, the belt, which was the initial reason I had to fix the dryer, was the belt snap. 18-year-old belt, I get it. I should have probably replaced it a little sooner. I'm like, nope, not the belt. So then they go, the door sensor. Door sensor works just fine. I fiddly farted around with that. Door sensor works just fine. Okay. So then they're like, well, the control panel. So I do all the things on the control panel. Control panel's working just fine. And then they're like, the last thing, the thermal sensor fuse. And I'm like, the fuck is that? Because, So I Google where the thermal sensor is. And they're like, yeah, it's on the blower. It's right here. So I pop the front off the dryer again. And I look, and lo and behold, there it is. So I took pictures of it. And I have to Google search after stream to get it, to get the exact part and price, because the bearing part that I bought, the biggest plastic bit was the wrong shape. Now, I am the queen of duct tape, so I upgraded and I used Gorilla Tape, and I taped together the parts that were wearing down, and I got the slide bearing, so that's all fine. Like, I got the plastic part that wasn't the right part fixed, and I also, so I pirated things and squirrely brained my way through my existence. But yeah, I get to order a fuse, and luckily the fuse is not something that I have to take every you know, I think there are many people in my life that want that want me to speak English. I get a lot of head tilting if I'm not focused and using intentional words. And I don't think enough people give me credit for when I am speaking to them that I'm actually using a coherent set of words. Because that's not my strong point. I am hyperverbal, and I try to use as few words as possible, so that sometimes means I use big words. Big words and old words. And sometimes I make words. Though, when I make words, people enjoy my made-up words, so I have no qualms with my made-up words. But I don't think I get enough credit for the level of intent I use when I'm having a conversation with a person. I think if... Or am I trying to teach Google new languages? again, I don't think people are given enough credit when when your brain moves at Mach Jesus, like mine does. Um, getting slowing it down in order to properly communicate is is uh is rough. I know I have friends who I know that their brains move fast enough that they can handle my full speed talk, my full speed speech. I know at work I have to slow down painful, and sometimes I forget. So in those instances, I apologize and I try to speak with intent. Where are my scissors? Um, Even when I'm streaming, like I'm sure you will notice that I will speed up or slow down, and sometimes it's with intent. Sometimes it's me recognizing that I am in fact moving at Mach Jesus, and not everybody tuning in has that level. My 1.5 speed is really fast. Like, for example, I'm about to move into what my brain goes to the default normal speed. So I'm gonna story time a little bit so that I can transition into my normal rate of speed when not paying attention to my rate of speech. So on Sunday night when I was working the overnight, or yeah, when Saturday when I was working the overnight, I got the call, not the overnight, the 3 to 11 shift, and I got the call that hey, someone wasn't gonna come in. I got really upset with the on-call manager that instead of just maybe saying, "Oh hey guys, we will just I'll take it over, no big deal, don't worry about it." They instead made me do their job, and they are getting paid way more money than I am to actually be the on-call manager. So when we had staff meeting yesterday, I made sure that it was known when people call out that perhaps the solution isn't necessarily having low-level staff, but overstaffing. Because overstaffing, even though when everybody shows up, overstaffing is when uh, overstaffing is much handier because you can get some bitch work done. And everybody in the staff meeting agreed that even with overstaffing, there's plenty of bitch work to be done that we do not have time for if we are just at 2 people in the facility. So state regulations state that for our 48 people that we have in our facility, we only need to have 2 people for those 48 people. We have a 3-hour med window. We have an hour before. Oh no, 2-hour med window. We have an hour before and an hour after. But we have our meds aimed to start at 6 so that we can have from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. generally. So it goes 6, 7, 8. So the 8 o'clocks they can, and we have a couple of 9s because they really like their meds later. But we have it staggered like that so that we can start at 5 in theory. In most reality we start at 6, but we can start at 5 and go as late as 10. And that is our entire shift. And we each have 24 people in that time frame, and we also have paperwork for each of those 24 people. So it makes it really hard if you're not overstaffed. It's really overwhelming. And that's roughly my rate of speed when I'm telling a story, because I don't want people to get bored. But yeah, and if I get excited, if it's something I really am excited about, it gets even faster. There's a young lady. I think she's a young lady. I'm really bad at judging age, but there is a lady on TikTok. She speaks at a rate of speech that I absolutely love. Oh, Slow speaking. It's like being behind a slow walker. Um, I try. My moving slow is still fast. Okay. Mhm. It's a beautiful day out today. It's sunny. The weather guys are like, "Oh, it's supposed to be cloudy today," and I'm out here like, it is beautiful outside. I'm wearing shorts. Pixie says hi. She really just wants to look out my window underneath. She wants to go under my desk to look out my window. I know what she really wants. Oh, I think husband creature's starting to wake up. Cesar left the room. Zoom in so I can get the one spot that I missed. Husband creature is awake. He's not pleased. I think Cesar licked his face. Stretched out. Yes, I understand that feeling. Oh, we're gonna go over here. Three, four, over. There we go. We're about to start a huge chunk of color here. This color goes from here all the way down. Huge block. Oh. And I think in order to do my transition down, I'm gonna go from do my blocks of 10 like I like to do. See, I watch the videos. Like sometimes I find myself hunched over when I cross stitch, but in all fairness, like I look down mostly because my project is down, but I don't hunch my shoulders because I actually, when I bend my back down like that, it really, really hurts. So I keep my back straight because it keeps me out of pain. might be a problem I should look into, but I think having my back straight and my shoulders back most of the time is generally a good thing. Okay, skip one and we're doing 4 out. Let's see. Gotta zoom in a little bit. Yeesh. Okay. 3 out and skipping a line of 1. Okay. Here, 3 out. Skip the line and then we're down. Okay. This is the start of the chunk of color. Yeah. Oh. It was disconnect time, apparently, for a hot second. Okay, and 1 over. Really wish I could figure out where my connection gets loose so that I can keep it in focus. I don't like using my wrist to support my frame. Now, mind you, I have an entire desk supporting 99% of this, and me going, I don't wanna hold it still with my wrist is kind of like a hashtag first world problems. But it keeps loosening as I move it, which happens. It does. I need to figure out a way to make that stop. Okay, 2 more, 1 less. Oh, that was only... So, well, that is 2 more. Okay. The next row is exactly the same, except I have a little outlier that I'm gonna nab, because when I bring the color down this area right here, it starts off super duper broken up all over the place, and the jump that I'm gonna make in the next row is closer than the rest of the color. So, mathing out floss usage. Not gonna lie, for the month of June, I've considered doing 9 to noon, just to kind of force my hand for 3-hour work sessions on Buffalo Woman. It gets me having the stream sets my parameters up. I've been considering it. Skip 3 and 2. Oh, 93, 94. So close to 94%. Okay, so next two are the exact same. That's a fun thing about doing blocks of 10 is it looks like it's all the same length, but it really isn't. Next two are, they look the same, and then the third one is one less, and then I have a little bit of a jump, but it should, hoping it takes the last of this piece of string. Work this block of 10, start a new piece of string. Gap of 2 and 1. I love when I start filling in like the blocks of color here when I start filling in the strange lines because it starts the blending process. So, and that's what a lot of these colors are is it's a matter of blending to make it look like the print picture that it was designed after. And for me, when Heaven and Earth first came out, when I saw these, I was very unsure of how much it looked like the actual picture because when I started cross stitching, it was still kind of like your grandma's craft. It wasn't anything near what it is today, and it took me a long time. And then I found the Facebook group so I could actually see the works in progress. So that certainly helped. Woohoo! I keep putting my scissors in one spot and then I use them to cut some string and then I move them to the spot that I keep finding them. It's like, why can't I? Why brain? Why? got the big arms all situated, but it keeps wanting to tilt.
Rise up.
Okay. I get. Yeesh. Okay, 3 more lines like that. This truly is just color blocking. I guess that's kind of what I was telling you this color was. The biggest color that I have left is 799, which is it is a really big blue that is left. It has almost 2,000 stitches that remain. After I'm done 160 for the stream, I do think 799 is going to be the next one that I complete, because it will fill in a lot of the white, and it'll probably take several stream sessions to get it all done.
A new time has come. The rise of heroes.
But I did hit one color 0 today. I got one of the small colors down to 0. 517 is off the color list. Mind you, it was only 32 stitches today, so. Oh, I got 3. Let's see. Now I start moving on a little bit, because we're moving down the slide. One over, and then what? Yeah, 2 there. Two rows of 10. Okay. Someone playing some heavy bass in the neighborhood. I love it because I'm downhill. They could easily be uphill, but because bass echoes, all I can just feel it driving by. Bass goes down. Ooh, my favorite song. I'm kind of upset. Generally, Thursday is my bot day, where at least I get one annoying bot. And I'm upset that my bot hasn't come and harassed me today. Oh. Insanity has decided to come upstairs. Now we're wandering down into this, fixing the color, closing up the color area. You're fine, Pixie. No. No. I know where he is. I've been saying dogs. My house wolves have decided that they're not loved enough. I'm hearing the song of her people. wear this next second. Ooh, ooh, 93.98. Getting there. I'm getting there, getting there. Super pumped. Super pumped. Okay. And another 4 out. Look up. 3. Go for blocks of color. Woohoo. Getting me to 94% faster. Over 2, 3, 4, to the back, to the back, to the front, to the front. This is a big filler color. Almost, yeah. I think before I made a dent in it, it was just as big as $7.99. I have a Sarah McLachlan concert going on behind me. I think she's learned that I'm picking on her when I say Sarah McLachlan. And it has been kind of rainy the past couple days, so they have not gotten the outside attention, or I've been busy. So they haven't gotten the outside that they truly love and adore. Okay, there's Anne. Now, don't come crying to me. I still have a whole hour before I am obligated to do playtime. Nah, bro. Okay, I've done 256. 94%. Let's see, I'm at 193. Okay, 601. It's funny. I think. Yeah, I need like 50 stitches because 94% is 193. 640 is the number. So I Need 39 stitches and I'll be at 94%. And no, I'm not that good at math. I just, I had worked out the problems earlier because I had, I had a goal of 95%, and I would have to do 2,000, once I hit 94, it'd be 2,060 stitches to hit that percentage. And I'm good, but I'm not that good. Am I going back? Damn. Just go till I stop. What this next bit is. Well, maybe if I had a day off, I could do 2,000 stitches, but I would have to stay focused. Like, I've done 1,500 in a day, but still, that's. I am satisfied with 94 and change, to be completely honest. With as busy as I am, some days. But I will math out tomorrow how many stitches I will have to do to finish off, how many stitches a day I will have to do to finish off at 100. Because I would love to have her done by the end of June, first week of July kind of deal. Oop, one too many. So close. So close. 283. Yeah, I'm at 193. 628 is my stitch count. We're aiming for 640. That'll hit me. That'll hit me some 94%. I miscounted. Gotta add a couple stitches on. Oh, we started a whole new section. Like this ended that first clump that I was focused on, and now we're on to another one, and I gapped on it. I was like, where are we going? I looked at the pattern. Like, oh. Oh. Oh, we hit 94%. 94%. We have 6%. And if I, for some reason, find myself in a time warp and can get 2,000 stitches done in a day. Where's the... Okay. I need to look at this. I need to look at this space and see what I'm doing here. Yeah. Let's see. There's that. Yeah, I hit the button and I'm at 193.42. And, yeah. 95% is 195,700, so. It's a stretch. But, realistically, I'm not. It's not something I'm gonna hit, so I'm okay with that. I got Hogwarts done this month. I did a really good flea market sale thing. So I mean, I've had a good May. I've had a really good May. So I'm gonna only do this section's block of 10. This is a weird section. going to there's some like freelancers down here that I'm gonna pick up in a downward scoop going like the wrong direction.
The thoughts intrusive are just bees buzzing to stay alive, distracted and elusive. They collide within my mind, and I struggle to think with my thoughts in a bind, and I push to the brink of insanity. Lost in thought, I wander down a path to my inner world. The complexity leads me to ponder, and the depths of my emotions swirl. Though the bees can get overwhelming, the inspiration they mold in their buzzing I find compelling, a reminder of the power I hold. So I embrace the bees within my brain, even when they drive me insane.
I can hear Pixie out in the hallway singing the song of her people.
Of the beauty and complexity of my inner terrain. You will never understand that this is my norm, and I have chosen to embrace the swarm, the swarm, the swarm, the swarm, the swarm, the
Two over. Oh, hello. uh, I'm glad that I got to 94%. I got distracted yesterday. I was hoping most of this stream could be like going into deeper 94%, but it was mostly just getting to 94%. I was and since this is we're in the last hour, but at the end of the stream I'll give details on I'll give numbers. I'll give some numbers, yo. I hope I have enough string for 5 stitches, so I can do 5 stitches and then start a new section. At least with Call Dance and Divine for their first, at least for their first row, I'll be able to move it around a little bit easier. Where Buffalo Woman is currently framed, I like having the stretch, because being able to access the top and the bottom, like I could probably put her on a smaller frame, but the top would be hard to access and the bottom would be hard to access. That's actually why I have her on on bigger bars. With the two new ones, they don't need it quite yet. And invisible dragons are always welcome. She is such a crab dance. I don't know if she knows how to keep her opinions to herself. She is very unimpressed that I am not outside playing with her toys. With her. Going over there. Right here's where I'm trying to math out. So there's this clump here. And then 3. I'm pretty sure if I hadn't hyper focused on the dryer, fucking dryer, I would have hit 95. But I gotta be a responsible adult first. Functioning appliances first. Cross stitch later. And now I'm pretty sure now that it's been cleaned as well as it's been cleaned, it'll actually run better once it runs. That's the key part, is getting it to run. We see you lurking, husband creature. Oh my god, this dog. She's sitting right outside my door. Just crying. There's some words there. She says no. She acknowledged that you said her name. We have all kinds of invisible creatures here today. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it's something easy to fix. Because eczema is complicated. So yesterday, wandering when I was getting ready to go to my staff meeting, I heard rustling out in front of the house, and I'm like, "What's going on? Are there homeless people down setting up tents over the cliff?" The answer is no. We have groundhogs. So this morning when I let the dogs out, Pixie was very interested in underneath our addition, where groundhogs like to hide out. So, oh my goodness, it's gonna. I need to measure to see how many cinder blocks we're gonna need. I can't. I'm so excited to get this done. This has been a long time and a lot of work. It's so funny because up earlier, like 2 or 3 lines up, this this gap was one too much, and I just hit an area where it evened back out again. Like this line that I'm working on, it evened out. Like it's just so funny where my counting mistakes are. Yes, I know. You went outside. Congratulations. No. one and two. One. I started out with 1,100 stitches of this color. I'm down to 853. So it's been a good stitch. It's been a good stitch sesh. Started off a little slow, but because I like to talk just as much as I like to stitch. Oh my goodness. More tulips. Filling in the color. It's now that the border is almost like the outside edge is almost filled in. It's just watching it come in is just it's just as good as watching like the page being filled in on the last row. It brings me a lot of joy. But also the bigger excitement that this is the last section. This is the last bit of this project. There's no more row finish. There's one last row finish, obviously, but after I'm done this, there's not another section down that I'm going. But yeah, once I hit 0 on these colors, they're all done, and they're going to another project. So. No. piece of string. I have this line that I'm working on and one more in this particular section, and I have to start another piece. Ugh. I'm strong with the thread chicken game, but I just don't have enough thread, so. I figure out, now that I've done this block of color, where I want to move next. Dang. I tried to cover all like the little annoying places first, but I could be wrong. I am frequently wrong. Or over 2. 3, 4. Now I gotta move. Like, I quite got the big section all done. Well, a big section all done. But I zoomed out and I am now seeing that there is plenty of big sections left. Oh my goodness. I zoomed out. I'll save that one. We got 30 minutes left. That one will be. We'll work on that one a little. Just trying to work on a good section of color where I'm not hopping around a lot, which sometimes can be rough to find. Okay, I think I found him. Oh, that's right in here.
One tribe, a feeling from deep inside, a sense of victory and euphoria. Look at us now, united as one.
that. So 3. That's mark of home. So that's the top of the 5. Bottom of the 5. Up. Skip 1. Right. Okay, there we go. Start of a downward slide. I always try to do my anchor. Guess I could have moved over one and just logistic.
Together as one.
Okay. So this color starts off thin and then it bubbles out down here and it goes all the way down the page. So it's gonna be a wild ride. Hang on. I'm gonna start off as a traveling woman and then I'm gonna move into the cubes of 10. Let's see if I can get it a little closer down here. Sometimes I can get a good shot, and other times not so much. This just happens to be one of the places where I can. The last half hour of silence.
A new wave of power arises. From the ashes, new heroes born. An emergence of hope upon the horizon. A sense of victory at the break of dawn. A new time has come. The rise of heroes.
Okay, time to transition into my end log.
Rise up.
My goat's still there. My goat. Kind of looks more like a goat now. Well, I still think like kind of a chunky Capricorn. I'm so sorry. Oh, that amused me more than it should have. Because you can see the goat head and the front feet and then like a fish body, but he's just kind of chunky. I'm not mocking my husband, who happens to be a Capricorn.
of heroes.
I can the sounds of disbelief from the vent. It's funny because my craft streaming area is just above our home computer room. The house has a dining room, but the only table we have is behind me, and it currently has Hogwarts sitting on it.
The rise of heroes.
But yeah, so I can hear him through the heat vent. Because the house has a passive heat system. Oh my goodness. Oh, skip on it and la la la. Mm-hmm. choices I have to make. Like I can start making my. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna work on this weird line of singles going on here. It'll be the end of the string, and then since we only have about 15 minutes left, once I'm done this piece of string, I'm gonna do some math and share some fun statistics with what we got going on with the last 6% of Buffalo Woman. I'm simply looking at the because this gray color 160 goes over a little bit more on a small chunk of this, so it starts taking away the shape. It's gonna stop looking like a goat. But currently, with the unfinished color being hot pink, it looks like there's a glob of slime, a glob of slime just eating the goat's face, and it's kind of. But that. Okay, so wow. Okay, I need to reach one more stitch. I'm sorry. I'm at 449 stitches. Drive me bananas. Luckily, one rogue stitch. Okay. 450 stitches have been done today. We're up to 94.08. So, in order to hit 95, I will do some fast math once I've clipped my piece of string, because that is where we're at for today. Let me. Oh my goodness. Okay. My goodness. I touched my phone and it just started moving. So. Gotta work on some calculator skills here. So. 195, 700 minus 193, 795, 193, 795. So, in order to hit 95%, I did need to do 1,905 stitches. Not gonna happen, but I'll probably put a pretty decent dent in it tomorrow. So, there's that. But let's see. Pixie needs to stop crying. I can't give full details until after tomorrow. But if I were to not work on Buffalo Woman at all, enough. Go, Pixie. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. She is. Oh my goodness. Minus 190. 3. 795. Okay, so I have 12,205 stitches till this entire project is complete. Now, June only has 30 days in it, so I would have to do 406 stitches every day in June to get her done. Now, I know that if I didn't have much else going on in my life, I could easily do this, but life likes to toss me surprises and I get distracted easily. So, we're probably going to be done Buffalo Woman by end of June, early July. That is her end date. So, I'm super excited about that. Yeah, I tried. I have checklists too. Some of them actually get done. I need to yell at my dog 1 second. She has somehow gotten some big speakers for her Sarah McLachlan concert. So, but we're getting close to the end of Buffalo Woman, and it is an amazing trip. I want to thank everybody for the gift of their time, and I will be back on Monday with all kinds of fun and excitement, and hopefully I'll be able to do my normal stream for that week, which is the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Who knows at this point? But what's going on there? This motherfucker. But I will see everybody later, and have fun with your weekend. Have fun with whatever you're doing, and I'm gonna try to not kill my dog. So that's always fun.